chat. Welcome back. I'm Sherry, and we're here to chat about all things quilty this morning, or whenever you're watching this video on Monday, September 25th. So, wow, we started Stashtember, of course, shortly before the beginning of the month. Yeah, I got that announced that we were going to do some fabric fasting, if you will, where we don't buy any fabric for the month of September, just for kicks and giggles, but mostly for our wallets. And secondly, we're running out of room to where to store fabric, and you just need to fast every once in a while from the fabric buying, so that you can slim down a little bit, get a little bit healthier in the wallet. So it's been good for me personally. I haven't bought anything other than a couple of notion-like things that I've needed, like some bowsaw foam for a purse project I have coming up. I thought I was going to be doing that within September, so I went ahead and got my supplies for that, and I got a zipper as well. So no new projects that I went out and bought, but I did break open a lot of fabric that I hadn't seen for a while. And I know at least one of you all mentioned in the group the other day that you had so many things pulled out to use for your book covers or your pillowcases or your 5-inch square quilt, that your rooms are a wreck. So my room is kind of a wreck. I try to straighten up a little bit every time I'm in here. Before I leave, I'll put a few things away, or I will Swiffer the floor, or clear off a surface or something. But I still have way too much fabric to get super organized. I think I'm gonna think about this some more. But in December actually, when we do our big clean in our sewing rooms, I think that maybe then or in January, I am going to organize my fabric in a different way. Right now I have these cloth bins that are 12 by 12 cubes, and they're by color. And what I'm finding out is I'm forgetting what's in those bins. The other day I was going through and I found a 3-yard bundle in one of those bins. I don't know how that got in there. I don't even know what color it was under. I think it was under yellow, maybe. I don't know. But look what would make great pillowcases. So I saved it out for that reason. I'm going to make a set, because I've got plenty of fabric here to make a set of them. So that's what happens when you start fabric fasting, and you're going through your stuff and you're like, how did that get there? So I don't know, my bins are not working as well as they originally did, because there's a lot of stuff in there that I'm not seeing often enough to remember that I have them to use. Yeah, I've got to think of a different setup. Plus it's a 3 by 4 12-inch cubes, and it's falling apart. It's on the wall. It's not going to come off the wall crashing down on me, but every seam is starting to come apart. There's like little pegs in there, little wooden pegs, and I can see some of them because the layers are starting to come apart. So I'm going to have to think of something totally different, I think, for my fabric storage. I've used a lot of fabric this month. I would imagine you guys have too. Let me know if your fabric stashes are going down, if you're seeing a difference. But yeah, I mean, the book covers and the pillowcases and the quilt project that I started anew, I'm starting to get somewhere on that. I did one of these quilts. I need to do this one. I think I had the goal of doing 3 of these, maybe 4. I don't think that's going to happen. I might get this one done before the end of the month. I still have book covers and pillowcases to do, so I've pulled the fabric out for it. I just need to get busy this week and do it. And if this stuff goes on into October, that's fine. And like you all were saying the other day, some of you, could we just continue this stash busting project every Monday till the end of the year? Well, I'm all for it. So I'm going to try to come up with something every week to do a certain amount of, have a goal at least. Because if you don't have a goal, you're not going to, you may not do anything. So you at least have to have a goal. So, you know, each week we can put a goal of X number of whatevers we're going to make that week. I think that's wise for us fabric hoarders. And, you know, makes us use what we have and not so much what we're wanting to just continue to buy. This thing I was just showing you is this Harvest Square Dance. I got all of this color of this design done. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. So I have 3 more colors that I do this design in. This black and gray one, this light one that has orange and black in it, and then this charcoal one. So I have to do 6 of those in this design. And then there's a whole bunch of stars that have this color. I know I've showed this to you several times, but it's easy to forget what in the world's going on over here. It's hard for me to remember what's going on over here. I know you guys don't. So anyway, I'm getting into that. I never said I was going to finish that quilt by the end of this month. I don't think. The goal was to start one. Take your fabric bundle and your pattern that you've been wanting to do and start it. And I did that. And I'm making some progress now on it. I don't really have, well, can't say I don't really have more projects going on. I'll absolutely have more projects going on, but most things are like either a block a week or a block a month thing that I have going on. So like the bird watching one where you guys are sending me fabric, I have 15 of those blocks done now. And that's a very easy block, even though I messed up last Friday's block I showed you. We won't go there, will we? It was wrong. I fixed that, by the way. And so I know there's a couple of pieces of fabric coming from out there somewhere that people have told me they were going to send. So I may have to make that quilt. I'm looking at it on the wall over there. I may have to make that quilt 20 blocks instead of 16. In which case, that would be 5 more blocks that I need. So we'll see what comes in this week. As far as fabric from afar that has birds on it, and see where that project's gonna go. But yeah, that's going along. And then I did my So Yeah block from the subscription box. I did that. What else have I've been doing this weekend? I had a special request from a family member for a composition book cover, and I got that whipped out, and I have to mail that today to them. And yeah, I think that's all I had my hands in this weekend. Watched the D-Stash on Saturday night, which was tempting. There was some 5 yards there that I hadn't seen before, and I repeat those in the 3 yard amount too, and very tempting. 3 yards of gorgeous fabric for $18. I mean, that's, can't beat that usually. Let's see, I have my schedule here. I am going to talk a little bit about what I'm going to do this week. I don't have any super specific plans other than the panel video for this Friday. This will be the fourth and final panel video for Stashtember. So I'll be working on that today and tomorrow. I have not started on it at all, but this is the one. This is the last one. And this one's different yet than all the others. It has 4 little blocks up here and also on the bottom that we're going to cut off and do something with. And then there's the main motif in the center, which is a large urn of beautiful flowers. So we're going to do something really cool with that. Hopefully something simple that you guys will want to do. I've gotten great responses from the videos so far on the panels. Some of you are trying some of that stuff out, have plans to do things with your panels. So that makes me happy because that helps me and it helps you too. And that's kind of the idea of this whole channel, right? So I'm going to do that. And then the rest of the week, I'm going to catch up on the assignments of stash busting projects this month. So more composition notebooks and pillowcases and a baby quilt, at least one more. Who knows? I might slip in another one in there. You just never know. This is the week that we're coming in hot with putting our rental house on the market, so that might take some time away. Another reason why I don't want to put anything super new in my schedule. Yeah, I just never know what's going to happen with that. I still have some cleaning to do and some fixing up to do, but everything is looking great. And we'll get that over with hopefully sooner than later. There is a Quilt Week show, an AQS Quilt Week show this week in Des Moines, Iowa. So if any of you out there are from Iowa or surrounding states that are going to go to Quilt Week, have fun. That starts Wednesday and runs through Saturday as always. I have on my schedule here, let me just make myself a little note here of what I'm doing so that I don't forget what I have planned for Wednesday and Thursday, and that is to catch up on Stashtember projects. And then I'll leave Friday, Saturday, and Sunday free to see what happens. And then Saturday's the 30th, so Stashtember's over. However, well, it won't be over till Sunday the 1st, right? Soya is having their destash on Friday night instead of Saturday. And they're also having a arrow cabinet sale on Thursday. They didn't specify a time for that I heard. But if you're in the market for an arrow cabinet, then stay tuned to the Soya YouTube live show there. What else? Okay, the quilt of the week. Let me talk to you about that, and I'll put a picture of that right here, right now, while I'm reading about it. September, I almost said Stashtember. It says September at Trapper Creek, Alaska. This is a 30-inch by 40-inch wall hanging by Elizabeth Lane from Warrens, Wisconsin. Elizabeth created this original design using log cabin blocks for a log cabin challenge issued by the Wisconsin Quilt Expo. The quilt is machine sewn and paper pieced. The most exciting part was creating the scene she desired with careful color placement within the traditional blocks. Matching the seams all the way across the piece was a challenge. That was very bad grammar, how I said that. Let's try that again. The most exciting part was creating the scene she desired with careful color placement with the traditional blocks. Matching the seams all the way across the piece was a challenge. Olga McAnulty quilted it with glow-in-the-dark thread to accent the aurora and stars. Cool. It was displayed at the Wisconsin Quilt Expo, and it traveled with other challenge pieces to a variety of shows, including the County Art Gallery at Beaver Dam, Wisconsin. Look at all those log cabins in there. All that blue is log cabin, and all of the log cabin is log cabin, and then the green below as well. So, I mean, technically all of it is. All of it is. So, great job on the log cabin challenge, because, yeah, you did it. You did it. Very pretty. Love the primary colors that are used there, too. Alright, so there's that. Okay, so a stash busting idea for this week coming up. So this week, to finish out Stashtember, and you can continue to work on this project into next month or however long it takes you, I have a really simple pattern. It's a free pattern that you can get on Fat Quarter Shop. I'll put the link in the description box, but I'll also put a picture right here. It is the Layer Cake Lemon quilt pattern. So, how many layer cakes do you have? I'm proud to say this is all I have. I only have 6. I know there's some of you out there that have stacks and stacks of these. So get 1 or 2 of them out. You only need 1 for a project, for this project. You're going to have 5 rows. It's still up on the screen. You're going to have 5 rows there that have, or 4 rows that have 5 blocks, and you keep them 10 inches. You don't have to cut them. So you have those rows of dark. So you pull out your darks from your layer cake. For example, if I was going to use this one right here, I would use this, 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 this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's what I need. Is that what I need? Do I need? No, I need 5. I only need 5. So I picked the 5 darkest ones out of that, and then I need 6 of the light. So I've got plenty of light in that, and then that'll make it. So you're doing you're going to be cutting that light row down to see how it's more of like a brick size, and then you're also going to be cutting off some of the ends of those light ones. So most of the work is with your light rows, but your dark rows, you're just sewing them together. So just go on in there and download that pattern and make this up right quick. That'll reduce us by 1 layer cake. If you want to make a bigger size, there are instructions there for bigger sizes. You'd have to have, obviously, either yardage of this or more than 1 layer cake. All the instructions are there. So the link to the pattern, the free downloadable pattern, is in the description box. You put 5 squares together dark and 6 of your lights, and then you're going to deal with your lights. You're going to cut them. I think you cut them in half. Let's see here. Trim to 4 3/4, it says. No, that's not it. 2 5-inch strips. You're going to cut them in half. So, but once you cut those light rows in half lengthwise, after you've got them together, then you're going to cut 4 3/4 off each end. So that's all in the instructions. So be sure and download it, print it if you need to, or just look at it right off of your device. So let's make it a goal to make 1 layer cake lemonade quilt top with our stash. No fabric buying. Okay, so that's our assignment. I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna use this. I like this. I've been wanting to make a quilt out of berry colored fabrics anyway. They're so pretty. I just love it. There's several lines out there. There's one called Meadow or something like that I like too from the past year. I never did get any of that fabric, but I have this, so I should use this. And this pretty, it's Liberty. So I think I'm going to use that. This Cafe, it's all the same tone, right? It's all the same tone. That would make a good one. This one has an awful lot of dark. I wouldn't use that one. This one doesn't have all the pictures on the back like normal, but I think this one would work. There's some mediums in there. And then this cherry one, it probably has enough variation, maybe. And then there's this one, and I don't know, it's kind of muted, all of them. So I think my best bet for that pattern is this. So that's one way to, I hope that helps you to be able to decide which one to use. Make sure you have about half and half of your dark and your lights, and not so much medium range. I didn't realize I had so many layer cakes that were medium range. There's not a whole lot of variety in there. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. And I also added onto my schedule Pat Sloan's Block Wednesday for this week. I'll have to make that block, and anything else that comes in the mail that I might have to deal with. I'm also going to spend another hour on my happy days on Thursday. So I've got plenty to do, plenty to do. But you know, all of our little stash busting projects, they can continue on. I mean, the goal was to do it in September. At least we've gotten started, and we can just keep going. And I'll try to keep the promise of more stash busting ideas every week for till the end of the year, as requested by you. And speaking of you, we have hit 10,000 subscribers on the channel, and I'm so thankful to all of you who have subscribed, and even more thankful to all of those that of you who watch faithfully every video all the way through. That is what makes the channel successful. And keep sharing videos where you can, and share information with your guild about the channel so that those members will want to subscribe and view the videos as well. Anybody else that you know of that might enjoy the channel, please pass it along, and we'll just keep growing, because this is fun. This is so much fun, and don't you want to keep having fun with me? Of course you do. All right, so have a great week. Get your ducks in a row and get to sewing something every single day. All right, have a great one. We'll see you soon. Bye.